When you walk into Doug Merrill's classroom at Wenatchee High School, you might notice a big pile of children's toys. Those toys are components in a lesson plan that not only teaches his students engineering, but also inclusivity. The adaptive play class works every day to modify toys to make them more accessible to younger Wenatchee School District children with disabilities. The class is a collaboration between Mr. Merrill, who is set to retire at the end of the school year, and occupational therapist Lindsay Brewer, who recommends toys based on the needs of her students at Lincoln Elementary School. NCWLIFE got the chance to meet the student engineers and be there the first time some of them saw their toys in action.
They love it because they come in and they just start working. And so I don't have to, I do some front-end teaching and instruction, but then every day is like Santa's workshop. And we're putting toys together and adapting cars.
Mr. Merrill actually approached us and was like, I have this idea, and I said I have these students who would really benefit from it, so he figured out how to make them for a very, very affordable cost, and while allowing the students then to learn the process of making them.
We're adding these things that you can plug in a big button, and it will just function how it was supposed to originally, but with a larger button.
We already had this toy, and we just like cut into it and we soldered little like wires onto the already made buttons. So like for kids that have like struggle moving their hands, maybe like it's kind of hard to reach up here, we made like extensions so they can just tap the button instead.
You can just have one big red button. It just like helps them like, so you don't have to like reach all the way up and click the buttons.
Right, the adaptive play class is a class set up for students who are interested in engineering, physical therapy, a variety of things. We've been able to mash together two curriculum areas where we are letting the kids learn how to problem solve. And it's not things that they just come up with. It is something where the physical therapist will say, hey, we have a need for this certain child. Then the students can lock in on who the toy is for and how to adapt it.
Basically doing the same thing there, just for a bigger toy. So the idea would be like strap that, like a button like that up on the top, and then make it work for the pedal. It's kind of cool to be able to adapt stuff to make it work for them.
Yeah, he showed us a video, and there's a kid that they had to sit up a little bit and move their upper body and strengthen it, and they'd hit a little like pressure sensor above their head, and the car would drive forward. It's pretty neat.
One little boy that we had got him into a F-150 Ford pickup, and he was driving around and he said, Mom, chase me. And this is a little boy that's got spina bifida and has maybe never asked that ever.
Two-speed player. The Switch toys are really expensive to buy. We really only had maybe less than 10 toys in the whole district before this, spread out, and now we have a lot, which is awesome. So sometimes we want toys that are really sensory based, or sometimes we want them movement based or light based. And so we kind of decide what would be a good fit for our students. The students also had a chance to make their own selections based on what we told them. And that was really fun to see what they came up with. And it was nice to get their creative ideas to find those toys.
So there's like a bearing on underneath it with like a piece of wood. So they're like, so then it spins, and then there's just like padding, and then I just put fabric over the padding so it's more comfortable. Because they said that he doesn't like get to go on usual playground equipment, so that's like the closest thing he gets, which I think is pretty cool.
There's certain colors that kids can see better, so we can change those out too and try. Because it's like, oh, maybe that color is better for you. Like, we have a student over here and he loves red. So it's like, well, we can put a red top on a button, and that's pretty easy. So Adam has like some purposeful right there. So he's got that little purposeful use of his right hand. Yep. So he can actually, once we get kind of a setup for him, like with the visual field that helps him, then he's able to kind of focus on, thank you. He's able to kind of focus on that toy. Okay, there we go.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty
And Adam's favorite toy is the Bluey, and these guys are fixing our Bluey toy because it broke. So that's his favorite toy. I know, like we've talked about, sort of like adapted switches, like like one on an incline. So he is one that it would be great because, like, this is actually, it's really hard because it's flat. So like if it was like this, it almost is easier for him. Ready? To press it. And then I think, there's certain like textures, like I think you guys have talked about like textures on top of a button, right? So you're thinking about all those sensory inputs for them to like kind of help with that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. At first I didn't take it as seriously, but after Mr. Merrill kind of explained like what they're actually doing for the kids and how much they actually really do like them, I didn't realize like how much they would actually like use them, but it's actually really cool to see like it go from like building them to them using them. Yeah, the class has definitely grown on me a lot too, but yeah.
I have set it up so that the students will do some activities where I'll say, okay, you can't use these 3 fingers, or you are going to get a piece of popcorn in your shoe, and you're going to see what it's like to have pain all day long as you walk. And so as we start to create this empathy, start to have this understanding of not everybody is like them, and it's really revealing to them that, okay, I'm walking literally in somebody else's shoes for the day. There's certain students that just thrive. They see how things work. They can solve problems with electricity, with mechanical devices, with the toys. They're in their element. And so it's like the old days of just working in the garage. And so this allows them to work on these different toys with different tools that they haven't used before. And so it's super exciting for them.
I've always liked tinkering things. I'm pretty sure I want to be an electrical engineer. I'm going to Oregon State University after high school, and I thought this would be fun and interesting. I mean, I learned a little bit about like Ohm's law, some more like mathematics in electricity, but mostly just working with my hands and soldering has been fun.
What I've been most impressed about is the students' ability to adapt the toys beyond what I had come up with or suggested. Their engineering skills and electrical skills far surpassed what I thought and imagined. And so I think it's also one of those things you learn to not ever doubt the capacity of just teamwork and collaboration and to give things a try. And sometimes the toys work and sometimes they don't, and it's still a learning opportunity for everybody.
This is the first time we've had it as a standalone class. And we're encouraged because there's been a lot of interest by the students. And so we have almost 50 kids signed up next year, so we can run 2 classes. There's a variety of students and a variety of interests, but they all deep inside really want to make a difference, so that as they understand that these are not just labs with no end in mind, there's an end in mind, being able to take care of some student that has a different life than their own.